My name's Mitch Crowden. I'm from the Meander Valley in Tasmania. The club that I'm a member of is the Quamby Fly Fishers Club, and we're located out at Meander at the old Meander School.
Where are we now?
We're down on the Lobster Rivulet, just down from my house on a beautiful stone bridge.
Nice part of the world.
It's a beautiful part of the world, yeah.
What got you into fly fishing?
My dad used to own a sports store actually, and used to walk around the store looking at all the fly fishing gear and was quite intrigued by it. Used to make my own flies out of old peacock feathers and fishing hooks by hand, and then when there was an opportunity to do a fly tying course locally, one of the local legends down at Low Head held some fly tying courses. I attended, and that was it, nearly 30 years ago.
And been going pretty regularly since?
Yeah, basically flat out for 30 years since, yeah.
About the club itself, what do you guys do? How many members?
Yeah, the Quamby Fly Fishers is a group of probably 30 or 40 people on the books. It's a club that's really dedicated to teaching new anglers, people that have never fly fished or very limited experience. We're very welcoming, very friendly group of people, and there's a big emphasis on teaching the basics and then helping people through their fly fishing journey to get the most out of it that they can.
How often do you meet?
We meet once a month, first Wednesday of every month, out at the old Meander School, 7 o'clock for 7:30 start.
Okay. And you don't need to register or anything, you just turn up?
No, just turn up on the night, and if you want to become a member, it's $25 a year, and come to as many or as little meetings as you like.
What are some of the memorable experiences that you've had fly fishing?
Probably the most memorable experience I've had is about 10 years ago, my partner and I walked up onto the top of 40 Lakes Peak, and I proposed to her 10 years ago. So that was pretty memorable, having the sunset in the background there. After that, we walked home in a thunderstorm, casting to fish with the lightning threatening to attack my fly rod. I could feel the fly rod buzzing in my hand as we walked out, so that's probably one of the most memorable trips up the top, and she said yes. So here we are 10 years later.
Success. Are you comfortable talking a bit about Patagonia?
Yeah. So about 10 years ago, before I actually got married to my wife, we did a trip to South America. So we spent a lot of time in Chile and Argentina doing a bit of hiking and also fishing down one of the local rivers. Yeah, that was an exciting trip. I've also been to Christmas Island, fishing for bonefish there, been to New Zealand multiple times, Broome, Darwin, all with the fly rods. Yeah, we just seem to make the hardest way to catch a fish, and that's basically fly fishing in a nutshell. Give yourself a challenge and make it as difficult as possible. But yeah, when you do catch fish on the fly rod, the rewards definitely outweigh any other type of fishing, I feel.
How does this area compare to other areas in terms of fly fishing? Because it is very popular. People come from across Australia at least to come.
Tasmania's amazing just because there's so many little sneaky creeks and lakes that you can go to. You don't have to drive very far to go to particular places, and you don't need to walk very far to feel like you're right in the middle of the wilderness.
What are some of the types of fish that you might catch?
We mainly just chase brown trout, sometimes rainbow trout. Some of the locals like to go saltwater fly fishing, but yeah, the main attraction in Tasmania is the wild brown trout fishery.
What are some of the basics that beginners would learn, and some of the equipment?
The things that they learn at the club is pretty much fly fishing doesn't need to be as expensive. It doesn't need to be as complicated as a lot of people make out. A very simple, cheap rod and a lot of casting practice. You'll have as much enjoyment as someone who's got all the Gucci gear and all the equipment. Just the best fisherman is the one having the most fun, I think.
Do people normally go by themselves, or do they go in groups to fly fish? Does that have an impact?
Yeah, our club certainly does club trips where we'll go out as a club, and you might have 10 or 15 people fishing. A lot of my fishing is solo. I mainly like to walk up on the western tiers, so straight up the front of the mountain, and spend a day or two just on my own, doing my own thing, walking where I want, when I want up on the mountain. So that's part of the intrigue for me.
What's peak time of the year for fly fishing?
Peak time's probably from now onwards. So you've got trout are feeding hard on frogs and things at the moment. As the weather warms up, the insects start to hatch. You'll be chasing mayfly feeders, and then towards the end of the season, you've got your terrestrials, so your grasshoppers and your beetles. Yeah,
So would that sort of end in late Feb, or when?
February, March is the end of the peak, and then obviously, May, June, July is the off season in Tasmania.
Okay, so when it's cold.
Yes.
Cold.
Yeah.
All right. Plans for the club going into the future? Do you have plans to more members, more changes?
There's always plans to get more members. It'd be nice to get a lot of younger people on board. Yeah, fly fishing can be a little bit intimidating to some people. They think it's a little bit complicated or a bit difficult, but yeah, the aim of the club is to get as many members on board and basically introduce them to the magic of fly fishing and get them to, get the most out of it, teach them so they can go out and basically just have a good time.
Sounds pretty good. And what's your favourite part of the Meander Valley?
By far the Western Tiers, so walking up into the Western Lakes, so the land of 1,000 lakes on the top of the mountain. So you can jump in the car and drive for half an hour and then walk by headlamp at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll walk anywhere up to 40 kilometres in the day chasing fish, and then come back by headlamp. Yeah, it's a real adventure. You can just pick a path, go wherever you want, and you can just continually walk the whole day and find water after water, and they all contain trout. So it's quite an adventure, a lot to discover.